Officials say security alerts at Apalachee have saved lives, but many questions still remain about whether more could have been done to prevent the shooting. The security system had been in place at Apalachee High School for only about a week. Every teacher and staff member was issued an identification badge, and on it a panic button. Push the button 3 times for everyday emergencies, teachers are told, and push it over and over and over again if there's a campus-wide threat. That's what happened Wednesday, when authorities say a 14-year-old student brought an AR-15 style rifle into the school and began shooting. The school system worked as intended, multiple experts and officials said, and prevented the tragedy from being even worse. Staff in the building pushed their buttons, alerting law enforcement officers almost immediately about the active shooter. The protocols in this school and this system activated today prevented this from being a much larger tragedy than what we had here today. Chris Hosey, the director of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, told reporters Wednesday. In the heart of a tight-knit community stood Maplewood High School, a place known for both academic excellence and a strong sense of safety. That sense of security was shattered one fateful Wednesday morning when the unthinkable happened. Shots rang through the hallways, and chaos erupted. The unanticipated horror left 2 students and 2 teachers dead and 9 others injured. Yet in the midst of this tragedy, small pockets of heroism and rapid response emerged. Experts in school security were quick to credit the swift actions of school resource officers, who managed to take the 14-year-old suspect into custody alive. Unlike past school shootings marred by delayed law enforcement actions, the officers at Maplewood High rushed directly to the scene, mitigating further potential harm. A locked classroom door played a crucial role too, shielding several students from the shooter's rampage and potentially slowing him down. As the community grappled with the loss and the incomprehensible violence, many questions remained unanswered. The most pressing was how much had the school known about the suspect and whether anything had been done to prevent the tragedy. Eyewitness reports and statements from family members painted a chilling picture. The suspect's aunt revealed to the Washington Post that her nephew had been pleading for mental health assistance for months. The adults around him failed him, she lamented, conveying a sense of systemic neglect. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that more preventive measures could have been in place. One such measure that certainly curtailed the tragedy was the CrisisAlert system, produced by an Atlanta-based company named Centegix. The system is ingeniously simple, yet incredibly effective. When a teacher or staff member pushes the button on their badge multiple times in an emergency, it sends an instantaneous alert to law enforcement, school officials on site, and individuals throughout the building. Mary Ford, a spokeswoman for Centegix, explained that the system costs an average of $8,000 per school per year. Designed for a variety of emergencies, from minor incidents to calamities like school shootings, its effectiveness was clearly demonstrated during the Maplewood High tragedy. In times of crisis, milliseconds matter, and the CrisisAlert system helped by those critical moments. Though the day had cost the community dearly in terms of lives and peace, the rapid response and innovative safety measures showed a path forward. The CrisisAlert system, first introduced in 2019, has been adopted by over 6,000 schools, including 80% of public schools in Georgia and Nevada, and significant portions of schools in Florida, Alabama, and New Mexico. Each educator and staff member in these institutions is equipped with a wearable badge featuring an embedded button designed for emergency situations. When a campus-wide threat emerges, staff members are instructed to continually press the button until they receive confirmation that the school is on lockdown. If the button is pressed 8 times consecutively, an emergency message is sent directly to the local 911 system and to individuals within the building. This action simultaneously activates audio warnings over public announcement systems, lockdown notifications on smart boards and laptops, and flashing strobe lights throughout the premises. Jennifer Sanders, a high school teacher in Gwinnett County and mother of a student at Apalachee High School, confirmed the system's implementation in her district. "We prepare for this, we train for this," she expressed. "We all have buttons on our ID cards that we can press and initiate a hard lockdown. I believe the numerous steps and measures taken have really enhanced our safety." The response time was outstanding. During a recent incident, staff members immediately utilized their alert buttons as soon as the threat was perceived. According to the Post, 2 school resource officers arrived swiftly, confronted the suspect, and successfully secured his surrender. M.O. Kennedy, executive director of the National Association of School Resource Officers, emphasized that the quick deployment of the alert system and the rapid response of the resource officers were crucial in preventing further casualties. Without this system and the timely intervention of the officers, the situation could have resulted in more tragic outcomes. When a shot echoes through a school hallway, chaos is an inevitable consequence. In those dreadful seconds, it is only quick thinking and immediate action that stand between life and calamity. This reality was made starkly apparent in a recent incident, where authorities lauded the swift actions of law enforcement. They did what they were supposed to do. When the shots were fired, they went directly to the threat, confronted the shooter, and ended it, said Kennedy. The lives saved on that day owe a debt to more than just bravery. They owe it to a mother's relentless fight for safety. Lori Alhadeff, whose 14-year-old daughter Alyssa was tragically killed in the 2018 shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, channeled her grief into action. She founded Make Our Schools Safe, a nonprofit dedicated to advocating for legislative changes to protect students. One significant victory has been Alyssa's law, which mandates the installation of panic alarm systems in schools. These systems can swiftly alert law enforcement to a crisis, potentially curbing further violence. The law, named in honor of Alyssa, has already passed in 7 states. For Lori, every legislative success brings a measure of solace. She speaks of the recent shooting where the school's panic alarm system played a crucial role in reducing the death toll. "When I hear that the system might have saved lives," Lori remarked in an interview, "I find some peace, knowing that Alyssa's legacy is one of saving others." The battle for wider adoption of Alyssa's law continues, driven by the hope that no parent will have to endure the pain and loss Lori experienced. It is a grim reminder, yet a potent call to action, that sometimes out of the deepest tragedies can rise the strongest safeguards. In Georgia, the approach to school safety has always been evolving. The latest addition to this evolving landscape is the Centegix alert system, aimed at providing a layer of security during moments of crisis. Alhadeff, a parent who lost his daughter, Alyssa, in a school shooting, said, "Every time this works, I feel Alyssa is saving lives." However, Kennedy, a security expert, emphasized that panic systems, although beneficial, are not foolproof. Pranksters could misuse them, creating false alarms that could lead to panic and wasted resources. Before investing in technology like panic buttons, Kennedy argued, schools must ensure fundamental defenses are in place, such as locking all perimeter doors to control who enters the premises. The state of Georgia mandates schools to undertake intruder alert drills each year by October 1st. This requirement is part of the Safe Schools Act, which also obliges schools to maintain a comprehensive safety plan approved by the State Emergency Management Agency. While these drills aim to prepare students and staff for emergencies, parents do have the option to exempt their children from participating. Barrow County listened to a proposal for the Centegix alert system in September. Implementing such a system across all 17 schools and other district buildings came with a hefty price tag, a 5-year contract costing around $1 million. Fortunately, the state provided a substantial school security grant of $800,000. The remaining cost was covered by funds from a speed camera ticketing initiative managed by the sheriff's office. The school board unanimously approved the plan in October, evidencing strong community and administrative support. Tom Chiz, a seasoned school security consultant, evaluated the system and its effectiveness during a recent site visit. He reported that the alert mechanism worked flawlessly and school resource officers responded proficiently. One notable instance highlighting the system's effectiveness involved a classroom door that automatically locked behind a suspected intruder when he exited an algebra class. A student recalled that when the suspect tried to re-enter the room, another student approached the door but refrained from opening it, adding a layer of passive security. The narrative of school safety in Georgia underscores the importance of comprehensive, multifaceted approaches. While advanced technologies like panic buttons add significant value, they are most effective when integrated with fundamental security measures and effective emergency planning. The discussion about preventing school shootings has been ongoing for years, marked by its complexity and the array of proposed solutions. Chiz, a security specialist, recently highlighted the importance of gun detection systems in schools. He witnessed firsthand how such measures can slow a potential shooter down, saving lives in the process. However, despite these measures, the alarming reality remains, as evidenced by the recent incident where a suspect managed to enter a school with an AR-15. Chiz advocates for the implementation of gun detection systems, like cameras or metal detectors, to ensure that no weapon enters school premises undetected. His stance is clear. He should not be able to get an AR-15 into a high school, he asserted. On the other hand, some experts argue that the solution to stopping school shootings cannot be found solely in technology. James Dinsley, a professor of criminal justice at Metropolitan State University in St. Paul, Minnesota, who specializes in studying school shootings, provided a different perspective. According to Dinsley, the aftermath of such tragedies often leaves parents seeking concrete answers and school officials looking for immediate, reassuring solutions. However, he cautioned that much of the reliance on technological solutions can be deemed security theater, designed to provide a sense of safety rather than actual prevention. Dinsley emphasized that true prevention lies in fostering relationships between teachers and students. By investing time and space for these interactions, teachers might better identify and support troubled students, potentially averting future incidents. It feels very squishy, he acknowledged, referencing the less tangible nature of this approach. Yet he firmly believes that building these connections is essential. The reality is it's the intangible stuff that actually gets the job done, Dinsley concluded. This debate underscores the multifaceted challenge of protecting schools, a challenge that intertwines the tangible with the intangible, demanding a holistic approach.